No, I am not going to change my hairstyle for every video, and no, not all of these opening clips are going to be about my hair. Sup peeps, my name is Daniel Bentley, and today I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to answer with this story a question that I'm sure all of you have been having. What in the what is going on with my profile picture? So sit down, grab some popcorn, maybe a blanket, and here we go, it's story time. So one year, around Christmas time, this is when I was back in high school, I was a junior, I believe. Yeah, I was a junior. And it was the choir white elephant party. Now, I wasn't in choir at this time. I just had friends that were in choir. So, they were trying to decide what they wanted to put in for their white elephant gift. And we had this brilliant idea that I would be the white elephant gift. We thought this was a good idea, so we went over to Home Depot, we bought a big box, and by big, it was not really that big. I mean, you can see it in the picture. So, we get to school the morning of, we have the box, we've got some tape, we've got wrapping paper, and we've got me. We actually started out in the orchestra room, so people wouldn't like see me getting into the box. This was first period, so we were just gonna have me get in the box before school, get the box to the choir room from the orchestra room, and then just have the white elephant party and someone would choose me later. So we've only got a limited amount of time. I get in the box, we close it up, we tape it up and realize we don't have time to wrap it. So we're like, okay, well this will be fine. Here I am, now picture this. I am sitting cross-legged, hunched over, and turned to the right just so I can fit in this box. It's dark, I can still hear what's going on around me, but it's really tight. So basically from there on out, I had to be silent and still and just wait for whatever was gonna happen to happen. So my friends go and they find two guys that are strong enough to move this big, heavy mystery box with me in it. They have no idea that I'm inside there, so they're just trying to lift this box, this heavy cardboard box, just taped up, and get me into the choir room down the hall. One of them at one point may or may not have had his hand on my butt underneath the box, just trying to keep me from breaking through it. Yeah, that happened. Anyway, they get me into the choir room. I can't exactly tell where in the room I am or what direction I'm facing, but I can hear people starting to come in and put their gifts around, and I feel some people put their white elephant gifts on top of my box. I'm like, great, I don't know how long I'm gonna be in here. I should just say that the choir teacher knew that I was in the box. She wasn't gonna let me suffocate in there. But at the beginning of the class, she did have some business. She had to have them turn in their choir music from the concert that they just had. So I'm sitting in there listening to people turning in their choir music and getting their food, and I'm like, okay, let's get this started because I am really kind of getting a little freaked out right now. Finally, she gets the white elephant started, and people are going and they're picking their gifts, and a few people are going and then like they're sitting there and talking about their gifts, and I was like, great, let's keep this moving, peeps. I can hear some people like commenting on the big box as people are going to grab their presents, because obviously a box with me in it is probably one of the bigger gifts. So they were talking about my box, and I could hear them being like, oh, we should go get this, and I could hear my friend's voice saying that they should go get it, and I could kind of hear the choir teacher's voice saying that they should go get this box, but I don't think anyone wanted to choose what was in the big box. The big box, because they were probably thinking it was some sort of prank kind of thing, and anyway, I guess it was. But finally, the choir teacher is kind of getting like, okay, how about you get the big box, it's your turn, go get the big box. And so this girl finally feels pressured enough to go get the big box. She can't really get it open. They decide that they're gonna have to use keys to open the tape on the box. And I'm like, great, let's not start keying my back because that would hurt. And so they finally get the box open, and I kind of look up, and I'm still low enough in the box that the people around me can't see me, but she can see me. So she like steps back and is like, and I'm looking up and I'm like super dizzy because I've been hunched over in a box for what I found out was about 45 minutes. And then I sit up and there was this great reaction through the class, and I go to stand up and I can't feel my feet because they're long ago fallen asleep. And so I'm trying to step out of the box and like collapsing. People have to come in and help me step out of the box. And then I went and I sat down, and I actually got stolen a couple times, which was a bit of a prideful moment. The girl who ended up with me, I was like, well, you didn't really get a white elephant gift, so I'll just give you a kiss on the cheek and I guess we'll call it good. Yes, I just went for the cheek. Now, this story does not actually explain my profile picture. I decided to do it again my senior year the next year. This time, when I went up to ask the choir teacher if I could do this again, I had the thought that it'd be really funny if I was like shirtless in the box, and I was like, hey, can I go be shirtless this time? And she's like, I should probably say no, but only if you can find a bow tie. I'm assuming she was pretty much kidding, and I think she was assuming that I wasn't gonna be shirtless in the box in the middle of a high school choir class. But I was like, I can do that. I can find a bow tie. So I went around and I'm asking people at that were in the band, that were in the orchestra, in the choir, because they all have bow ties as part of their uniform, and I was like, dude, can I just borrow a bow tie? One of them had their bow tie with them, and I was like, perfect. Because it was because it was Christmas time, they had a performance from the top choir, which was the choir class that I was going to be in a box again for. So while they're performing, my friends that are not in that choir just decided that it'd be easier to put the box in the room this time, and I take off my shirt, throw it in one of the practice rooms, put on a bow tie, and squat down in the box. I feel it close over me, and I was like, wait, I don't even know when the choir concert's ending, like, when is the class gonna be back? It didn't take too long before they started to get back. So I'm sitting there again, shirtless, in a box, with a bow tie, listening to people coming in and putting the white elephant gifts down again. This one didn't last as long, I think. The choir teacher felt bad for me this time, but she started to chant pretty soon into the white elephant of, pick the big box, pick the big box. And it kind of started getting through the room, and another girl came up and opened the box, and here I was, popping out in my shirtless bow tie glory, super sweaty because it was hot in there. I was glistening, and I stunk of sweat. It was actually really gross, but it was hilarious, and that's what you see in my profile picture. I was shirtless in a box for 50 minutes. I actually kind of think I started to go crazy in that box. I started to not be able to tell which direction was down. When they opened the box, I was thinking this way was down, and then this way was down, and I was like, I'm dying. And by the end, I'm like, okay, let's open the box. Come on guys, somebody pick the box. And all the while, I'm sitting here trying to be silent, and still, and not let anyone know that I was in the box. I mean, granted, some of the people that were in this choir had been in the other choir the year before, so they knew. They probably weren't gonna pick the box. But I guess it hadn't gotten all the way around because the girl who picked me was still super surprised. Anyway, I was in a box. That's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. So that's my story. I hope you guys all liked it. Here's to white elephants, and here's to bigger and better surprises in the years to come. Before you say it, no, there will be no nudity in the box. I was wearing pants. I don't even care if it doesn't look like I wasn't wearing pants. I was wearing shorts, but I was wearing pants. Anyway, I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later, y'all.